A classical idea of beauty exists, and it is that which from the harmony of Athens of Pericles it is handed down in the centuries, up to the admirable sweetness of the art in the Italian landscapes in the Renaissance age. Umbria is in the middle of that planet of beauty, historical and sensitive expression of that ancient philosopher's motto, which says that good and beauty necessarily converge. We are going to make a journey through the perfumes and the colors of this region, knowing its 3 small municipalities whose ancient walls tell stories and reveal the skylines of charming towns full of memories. Collazzone, Gualdo Cattaneo e Giano dell'Umbria. Hamlets of hill that have discovered how the untouched splendor of their environmental and urban landscapes can be a value to defend, an asset to improve the quality of inhabitants' lives, and a resource to offer to the visitors. Following the curvilinear course of the hills, we let us guide by small groups of clouds that seem to indicate us the road. Perched on the hill, once belonged to the king Azzone, a short walk from Todi, we find Collazzone, a tiny village nestled in this old green land where everything is still authentic, like the solid medieval walls, embankments, buttresses, and small and narrow alleys leading to the main square. It is very easy to recruit oneself walking along these towns that preserve the untouched charm of ancient times, as they were just coming out of a legend. As evidence of how rooted the rural traditions are, Umbria invites you to enjoy your journey, staying torn from houses, rural homes, peasant buildings that have been restored and converted into farm holidays, country houses, in many cases devoted to the organic cultivation, flagships of Umbrian hospitality. You'll find relais, Hotel de Charme, residences which are born from the desire to increase the great wealth of monasteries, castles, and medieval villages of this area. Different as far as the facilities are concerned, but with the common aim to receiving and interpreting the international clientele requirements, these accommodations have achieved levels of excellence. Swimming pools, stables, tennis courts, but also cultural and food and wine courses, organized for those who love moving or who absolutely do not. Between Puglia and Atone streams, a majestic structure stands, a castle designed according to the medieval military canons, Gualdo Cattaneo. Proud castles, impregnable fortresses are waiting for us, guardians of ancient secrets, built to defend surrounding territories. With its sceneries, Umbria takes our breath away, but it can give also a sense of peace and eternity. And if you desire to live deeply the mystic atmospheres, I invite you to visit churches and abbeys dotting these green hills. The convent of San Lorenzo in Collazzone, in whose script Jacopone from Todi died on Christmas Eve in 1306, or San Felice Abbey in Giano dell'Umbria, true masterpiece of Romanic art. Anyway, if you don't have clear in mind what to do in Umbria, the Antica strada dei Mistici gives you an advice. Leave the car aside and start a trip, following a slow-paced rhythm. By walk, by bicycle, or by horse. 3 ways to go to the discovery of this uncontaminated territory and have a direct contact with nature, discovering the most deep-rooted traditions of this corner of Umbria. The tourist who has decided to leave the most known routes to go through the Umbrian countryside cannot avoid to visit Giano dell'Umbria, the little village at the foot of Martani Mountains. Poses speaking, intervals narrating. Land of mystics, but also of temptations and sins of gluttony. How can we resist the incomparable taste of soups, meat, ham, or the perfume of the bread just taken out of the oven, or delicious homemade marmalades? Simple ingredients, but prepared with the same love as they were novel. An Umbrian tradition born from an old patience. It's the land of the bread without salt, because the flavor comes from the dark red slices of salted hams or from the emerald green extra virgin olive oil drops, which smell of the strong perfume of fresh olive and cutted grass. And finally, the most sublime pleasure given by this country. The passage from the hills to the vineyard is short, through the unique way, the heart. Scents and odors melt into fragrances and evoke destinies, bonds with the earth and with the universe, harmonies of spirit, taste and civilization. Umbria is sensual and spiritual at the same time and in the highest degree. Land of strong gastronomic flavors and incomparable flights of the soul. This travel was born from the desire of seizing the truth in the evolution of today, the signs of a destiny and a beauty marked in the most ancient times. And if beauty is a promise of happiness, why can't we enjoy it? Welcome to this part of Umbria.